City Madman right here at 9:12. It's Omelet along with Rick Coates here, and we're going to replay the Ted Nugent interview from earlier. Ted's in Michigan, and he gave us a call. There was a couple of signal, like the signal fella, I think he's in the hunting blind from early this morning. So Ted Nugent replay interview from earlier today. Let's play the appropriate music intro and say good morning, Ted Nugent.
Good morning. Record this son of a bitch. It's Uncle Ted calling to celebrate the perfection that we can still map out in America.
All right. Hey, Ted Nugent, everyone, on opening day. Hey, Ted, before we get to some hunting questions, as you know, Donald Trump is supposed to make an announcement today, and we assume that it's going to be his run for presidency. Where do you fall with Trump versus DeSantis? Because he also seems like a great guy.
Well, good point. Nicely done. And I agree with all that you just said. And I can't wait to talk about hunting because politically it's nothing short of a cluster out there. Be that as it may. And of course, you guys can edit this because you're the masters of beeps, and I will provide you many beeps if you wish.
Go ahead, man. We love it.
Man, everything he did for America made America stronger, brought us a better quality of life. He secured the borders. He made polluters pay their own fines around the world. He got us out of wasting hard-earned American tax dollars for the enemies of America. He reduced crime. He reduced unemployment to its all-time low. Stop me when I get to the part you hate. It's really just astonishing that everything Donald Trump did brought better quality of life to America. It was always about America first. And I got to tell you, Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, again, he is doing the same thing. So I'm a big supporter of both of them. I will be spending time with them both in at Mar-a-Lago on December 1st. So let's see where it all comes out. But what two great constitutional conservative candidates they represent.
Yeah, it'd be great if you would run as vice president, huh?
Yeah, I could bring my Glock to the party and a bunch of backstraps. Boy, now we're talking.
Hey, Ted, we are in love with the Detroit Muscle album, and we've been playing American Campfire, and there is some great musicianship on that album. I mean, congratulations. We love it.
Well, thank you very much. You know, Jason and Greg and I, the whole team, Michael Lutz, Tim and Andy Padlin, we still celebrate that primal Chuck Berry, Bo Diddley, Little Richard, Motown, Funk Brothers, soulful American soundtrack. And my guys, again, Jason and Greg, everybody, Michael Lutz and the guys, they put their heart and soul into every lick of every song. It's like a musical orgy here in the Michigan Swamp Barn when we record this stuff. So we still have a gung-ho passion for the music. You can hear it in every track. And I think that as a lifetime Michiganiac, even the concepts, the themes, the lyrics, the titles of the songs, it represents, dare I say, it represents, I think, the best of music. It's soulful, it's grinding, it's fun, it's high energy, it's got a hell of a groove, and it sings about things like American Campfire, Born in the Motor City, Come and Take It. I mean, winter, spring, summer, fall, these are the things that motivate my happiness, my life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. So thank you for that. A lot of people think this may be my best record ever, and I think some of the songs on it certainly qualify.
Yeah, it's really intense. And then to finish it off with the Star Spangled Banner, we love playing that stuff here. Hey Ted, opening day. Don't know if you're up to snuff on all the Michigan rules because you get year-round hunting there in Texas, but we've got a new rule where you've got to report your buck within 3 days, and a lot of the seasoned hunters and a lot of the old-school hunters, you got to download an app, and then you might be in violation if you're not within 3 days, and no butt piles, and you're in the UP, and you're out at hunting camp, and sometimes you don't have a signal, and you have no way to report, you don't have access to a computer. What say you, Ted?
Ditto. Yeah, my omelet blood brothers. I'm here in the sacred new.
Uh-oh. Hey, Ted, we lost you.
Yeah. You still got me?
Yep, we got you. Go ahead. Thank you.
Anyhow, I'm speaking to you right now, Rick and my omelet brothers, from the historical and sacred Nugent family in swamps of southern Michigan.
Awesome.
My son and I, we still celebrate that perfection of hands-on conservation and this wonderful, stimulating, wild tradition up in our Lake County property. I still hunt every day, September, October, into Thanksgiving, and of course November 15th. It literally is a pivotal day for happiness in the state of Michigan. And I know that all the hunting families celebrate it. But right now, I can tell you I'm aware of the violations of the DNR and the Natural Resource Commission. I don't think the people on the Natural Resource Commission would know the difference between a mourning dove and a pterodactyl. They are dishonest. And believe me when I tell you, the Michigan Department of Natural Resources and the Michigan Natural Resource Commission, they are the criminals. They are violating Proposition G, which is the law in Michigan, that you have to use sound science for all wildlife regulations. They have no sound science. Deer licking each other from birth to death has nothing to do with the transmission of any disease, especially chronic wasting disease. The DNR is lying. And when I saw that I had to register my deer kills in Michigan on an app, and of course I'm technically, my technical know-how is limited to guitars, crowbars, machine guns, and gut files. That's the extent of my technical expertise. But I really tried. I downloaded the app. I went on, I tried to register some of my early does during the early doe season, and I couldn't drag that pin to where I killed them. And as I'm trying to drag the pin to where I killed them, I'm asking myself, why am I doing this? What is the sound science? They haven't even hinted. They have not provided any sound science whatsoever with the bait ban, the feeding ban, the bird feeder ban, the mourning dove ban, the ban of eating a ribeye in the sky, which are overpopulated in Michigan. If anybody doesn't know what that means, call 1-800-NUMBNUT, and Michael Moore will tell you how to become a drag queen and twerk crotch shots for children. Point being, the DNR can kiss my ass. I'm following the good science law. They are violating it. Any questions?
Yeah, I mean, Ted, what would be the motivation for this? I mean, you think that they're keeping conservation in mind? They're trying to better control the population and give out as many tags as possible. What would be the? People think it's an overreach. All of our callers are just saying it's an overreach. It's none of their business. It's not the right methodology. There's somebody that's 50 years old said, my father has a flip phone and there's no signal at hunting camp. Case closed.
Well, what you're reiterating here is truth, logic, and common sense, and thank you for that. And all your callers calling in and identifying as overreach, and you can add the words jackbooted thuggery. I know of instances where good, law-abiding, conscientious, ethical Michigan hunters have registered their deer kill, and within minutes, the DNR are visiting them and demanding to see where they killed it and if they had any bait out. And once again, the bait ban is a lie. There are numerous states around the nation where baiting and feeding wildlife is perfectly legal because the science supports it. And there is not a difference between Kansas deer science and Michigan deer science. There's no difference between white-tailed deer science in North Dakota and Michigan white-tailed deer science. There is no difference between Texas white-tailed deer science and Michigan deer science. And I had a long conversation with Chad Stewart, the Michigan white-tail specialist, which, by the way, when I spoke with Chad Stewart, the Michigan white-tailed deer specialist, he was actually on the phone with the real Michigan white-tailed deer specialist, and I tried to explain to him that he is being a bureaucrat, and he's being like the FBI, and he's obeying immoral, illegal, oath-violating orders. And if you have a heart, and if you have a soul and a conscience, you will not obey illegal orders or decrees. If someone tells you to wear a mask that everybody knows doesn't work, give them the finger. If anybody tries to tell you to take an experimental shot that is not a vaccine, give them the finger. By the way, Rick,
yes.
I'm the Blood Brothers. My name is Ted Nugent. I had a bumper crop of middle fingers this year, so if you guys need some extra middle fingers, airlift them into your dining room. The
Awesome.
point being is that now more than ever, the most important value of an American is defiance. When someone tells you to do something wrong, stupid, and immoral, defy them. We're supposed to harvest the surplus of Michigan white-tailed deer and bears and wolves and sandhill cranes and woodcock and grouse and squirrels and rabbits. Do I really need to continue?
Yeah.
These people at the DNR, they don't know anything about wildlife management, even close to the guy who wrote the song Wango Tango.
Right. Hey, Ted, there's always been this debate that the biggest bucks are downstate, and other people say the biggest bucks are in northern lower Michigan, and other people say the biggest bucks are in the upper peninsula. You've hunted all of those places. Where are the biggest bucks?
The biggest bucks are everywhere.
Okay.
The biggest bucks are really smart. The biggest, oh, by the way, I have a new World Trophy deer book. It's a new program called the Ted Nugent World Class Trophy Deer Registration, and it has a backstrap category, and the award is garlic and butter. I like to chase old, mature deer. In fact, by the way, can you feel the energy in my voice right now? Can you feel there's an extensive effervescence in the old guitar player's voice? Can you sense that right now?
Yes, we can.
Yes, I bet you can, because this morning I was in the sacred southern swamp forest on the Nugent Fen. And if anybody doesn't know what a fen is, call 1-800-NUMBNUT, and Michael Moore will tell you why brushing your teeth is a waste of time. My point being, do you guys have fun with me or what?
We love this.
By the way, we're doing a fundraiser for Michael Moore. We're going to try to get him a washcloth. Anyhow, my point being is that my effervescence is squirting through the phone lines, is it not? Because I sent a mystical flight of a gold tip arrow with a razor-sharp broadhead on the end of it this morning from my 48-pound Matthews bow, and I disconnected the pump station on a magnificent 3-year-old, but in my world, monster buck, just a great 220-plus pound buck. I disconnected his pump station, went out there, backstrapped ballet, and spun around and died right 30 yards from me. So I'm a one happy backstrapper in the wonderful winter water of Great Lakes State of Michigan. And I just hope that everybody has the safest, most fulfilling season of their lives. And yes, big stags are mystical. And you see on the cave walls the hieroglyphics of the greatest hunters who were able to kill the magnificent, wise, elusive old stags. And that's exciting. But if you want to shoot a button buck, if you want to shoot a doe fawn, which, by the way, the ultimate deer to take from the herd is the female fawn of the year, because they will be pregnant during the late rut. They will produce runts, and they will continue to get smaller and weaker because a fawn is not a really good mother, and a fawn of a fawn will be the first ones to suffer and struggle and die during the winter. So the ultimate deer for the fry and to benefit the herd is a small doe of the year. But again, with a lot of doe tags in Michigan's DNR, National Resource Commission, and Gretchen Whitmer, the girlfriend of the Attorney General, they keep chasing hunters out of the state. They keep reducing the number of hunting licenses sold. They keep destroying the economy of hunters buying food and lodging and travel and gas and motels and bait and sporting goods and ice and beer and tractors and food plots and seed. The reason that we're losing hunters is because the Department of Natural Resources and the Natural Resource Commission are the enemies of Michigan hunters, and they are intentionally reducing the number of licenses sold and reducing the revenues generated, reducing the family hours of recreation, and then they have criminal audacity to take our tax dollars and hire sharpshooters to kill our deer in numerous areas of Michigan while not allowing we the people to utilize the wildlife resource that we own. So obviously I could go on and on and on, but I just hope that Michigan hunters will join me at hunternation.org, hunternation.org, and also huntthevote.org. We are amassing an army of conservative voters, and obviously as I speak to you now, We need an army of conservative voters, especially in the once great state of Michigan. It is now listed with New Jersey, New York, California, and Illinois. How embarrassing is that? And as I look at my poster here in the swamp barn of southern Michigan, I have a beautiful picture of the great Fred Bear. And I have a hat that says Fred Bear Day, Grayling, Michigan, March 5th. Every year we celebrate the the czar of Michigan deer hunting, Fred Bear Day, Grayling, Michigan, every March 5th. And I pray to God that I get up there and celebrate that great man's celebration. But everybody mark their calendar, March 5th in Grayling, to attend the Fred Bear Day, because we're going to create a beautiful bronze statue of this great man, this great historical, powerful figure of a conservationist, an archer and bow hunter, and just a great man. And I hope people will be part of that. Fred Bear Day, Grayling, Michigan, March 5th every year. So that's what motivates me to fight against the dishonesty of the bureaucrats, the criminality of the bureaucrats, and believe me, they're guilty of so many crimes. They're guilty of so many abuses of power. So hunters in Michigan, have a great opening day, kill a lot of deer, balance the herd, bring health and thriving conditions to wildlife habitat that produces quality air, soil, and water. That's really our driving force. Yes, it's fun. Yes, it's family. Yes, it's delicious meat. Yes, it's a challenge and it's sport, and it's just a thrill to be out there. Conservation, the wise use, and the balancing of wild ground to produce quality air, soil, and water. Why have these sentences never been uttered in a school in America? Thank God you have Uncle Ted, huh?
Hey, Ted, one more question. A listener wanted to know what your favorite rifle was. Do you look for a certain name brands? Do you buy a scope separately? Can you speak a little about the equipment?
God, you know, there are no bad optics, there's no bad scopes, there's no bad rifles, there's no bad calibers, there's no bad... Nowadays, even though I bought my first box of 180 grade Corlock Remington 308 ammo at Luke's Corner at Bass Lake in Lake County over there back in 1968, and I think it was $5.19 for a box of 20 rounds, and I think you pay almost $5 a round now. But all those calibers are awesome. Today, the ammo you can get off the shelf at a hardware store or Chase Sporting Goods or any of these sporting goods stores, the average factory-produced ammo today, guys, is the best ammo ever. No matter what caliber. I don't care if you use a 243 or a 257 Roberts or a 6mm or a 244 Remington or a 308 or a 30-06 or a 270 or a 6.5 Creedmoor. I don't care what you use, or a 30-30 or 35 Remington or 444 Marlin or the 450 Bushmaster or the new 350 Legend. The ammo, the rifles, the scopes, they're all perfect. So make sure you sight it in real good and probably go for the lesser calibers, even though the .6 is all you need around the world to kill anything. But, you know, some of these new calibers like the 6.5 Creedmoor and the 450 Bushmaster, Legend, some of the old standards, the 270 and the 308, of course, they're all good, but a lot of people get a kick, or shall I say a lot of people get less of a kick, less recoil, when they use something like the 243 or even some of the 6.5s and the old 264 Win Mags. So all the calibers are good, all the ammo is good, all the rifles are good, and all the scopes are good, so it's really a personal choice.
Okay, it's all good. And I'm glad you mentioned the Fred Bear statue. We're working with that organization to try to help raise some funds, and they're hoping that when people that come and see the statue, they walk up on the platform, Fred Bear is going to start to play, which is fantastic, and it'll be lit up 24 hours a day. Ted Nugent,
yeah,
go
to John Wittrowski and everybody who's supporting the great Fred Bear memory. I mean, God bless Michigan, God bless the Fred Bear memory, and that would be the ultimate, that when they have that statue there, they can push a button, because, guys, I know it's my song, but it's not really just my song. My love for the man, my heartbreak at his passing, you can feel it in every minute, every second, every lyric, every guitar lick of that song. So Michigan and Rick and everybody in the Omelets world, thank you for making that song so powerful, so important to so many people. I still struggle to perform the song without breaking down, but I just think of the strength the old man showed me. And like we always say, in the wind, Fred Bear is still alive. So thanks for continuing to promote that great man. Thank you so much.
If you go to tednugent.com, there's so much fun stuff there. There's links to his YouTube channels, and he's hilarious on Facebook and Twitter. And go to hunternation.org. The new album is called Detroit Muscle. Everybody's going to play this, and we've been playing various tracks from it. tednugent.com. Thank you, Ted, so much. And we love having you on this time of year. And God bless, and happy birthday in a few weeks.
Yeah, well, thanks so much, Rick, and everybody there. I really appreciate the opportunity to share this electronic campfire with you.
Yeah.
But thank you for all your support. I mean, I had the greatest tour of my life this year with Greg and Jason. The music was just out of control, intense, and the grooves were. It was the finest guitar tone, the tightest the band has ever been. So thanks everybody for supporting the Detroit Muscle Tour in 2022. But let's keep fighting for Michigan, because Michigan should not be listed with Illinois and California and New York and New Jersey. We are supposed to be God, family, country, Constitution, Bill of Rights, 10 Commandments, Golden Rule, law and order, work ethic, goodwill, decency, positive spirit, positive energy, and neighborliness. And if you still believe in those, we need to get rid of Gretchen Whitmer and her Joe Biden gang that are destroying this state. So everybody stay strong. Have a wonderful hunting season. And I hope everybody bags lots of backstraps out there. But keep that spirit of the wild always at your side. And speaking of Spirit of the Wild, for 33 years, Shemaine and I have produced the Ted Nugent Spirit of the Wild show, and we go to the Pursuit Network. We'll now be on Pursuit in January of 23. So thank you for all these years of support. And remember, we never have to defend hunting or the Second Amendment. We need to promote it and celebrate it, and that's what we do every day of our lives.
I think Dana Nessel's about to show up at your camp there with the DNR, Ted.
Yeah, we'll get her some high heel sneakers and maybe she can borrow Michael Moore's jock strap and cook me some bacon.
Oh God! All right, Ted Nugent, thank you so much.
All right, guys, live it up. Happy opening day, Michigan. Aim small, miss small, whack 'em and stack 'em.
Thanks, Ted. God bless you.
Yeah, you guys. Thanks much, man.
Thank you so much. You were great. Bye-bye. There's Ted Nugent.